Another topic that I am late to the party on. Variety put out an article, Marvel in Trouble, really just questioning is Marvel in trouble. They put out a lot of stories that they heard from insiders, people that are close to reliable sources. And for me personally, I feel like this article displays so much of what is wrong with scooper culture, leaker culture, and reactor culture in general. Just a few things, not everything. This article caused a whirlwind on social media, whether it was YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. People trying to be the first one to say something, to speak on it, to voice their opinion. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially because reaction culture, scooper culture, insider culture, leaker culture has become so lucrative that people are going to try to take advantage of it. So you can't be mad at people. Even as bad as it comes off sometimes, I've loved a lot of Phase 4 from The Eternals, Wakanda Forever, Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, Loki. I've enjoyed a lot of this stuff. But even as someone who's enjoyed these things, you have to admit, yes, the MCU may be in shambles. My issue derives from people not taking a step back and being like, well, maybe they can course correct. Maybe they can do the right things. Reaction culture is very lucrative. Scooper culture is very lucrative. And leaker culture is very lucrative. So if you're able to get information out, if you're able to react a certain way, whether it's negative, positive, your own opinion, there's a possibility that you could get something, you could earn something from that. That does create the very quick reactions that we get, and oftentimes people not given a chance. And also, people often feel like because they're not getting the things that they want to get, or things are not happening exactly the way that they want them to happen, that things just aren't good. And that's not always the case, because you see all these people throw out these theories. Supposed to be a Iron Man variant in the Multiverse of Madness. There was supposed to be another Iron Man variant in Quantumania. Just all these theories, and when these things don't happen, people often get upset, and it changes the experience of what's happening in the movies. It changes the experience of what they're watching. So you're gonna get a lot of people who see this and are like, "Oh, this movie is a joke. This is sad that this happened, and I can't believe this is going on." And blase, blase, and blase, blase. And a lot of people are entitled to have that opinion. When I see this, I say, this makes sense. I get it. Now Marvel is trying to course correct and try to do the right things. And $100 million Blade movie written by the guy who wrote Logan, it makes sense. I think this is a good move. No matter what bad stuff happened in the beginning, I think it's good that Marvel is trying to course correct. And for some people, it's too late, and that's understandable. But to me, it's good that Marvel is trying to course correct and trying to make this a proper Blade movie. Some people are going to dislike it regardless because they didn't like that character and they want Daredevil. But I thought this trailer was really good. And seeing the TVMA rating doesn't mean that this show is going to be great. And just because we see a good trailer doesn't mean the show is going to be great. But I think this could be a step in the right direction. And this gives me a hope for a few things. This idea is great to me. Marvel Spotlight is a really good idea because they can tell more contained stories. I think the larger the story goes, the bigger the MCU universe goes, the more conflated it gets, the more complicated it gets, and the more it takes people out of the story. So seeing this Marvel Spotlight, seeing the Echo trailer, and the fact that Echo is going to be TVMA, it actually gives me hope that Blade could be rated R or possibly a very strong, very strong PG-13. So I see these things and I actually have hope. So yes, while the MCU could be burning, it could be a dumpster fire, it could be in shambles, it could be whatever to a lot of people. To me, this article, whether it's a hit article, whether it's bunk or whatever it is, I like the response that Marvel, the MCU, has had in regards to this article. They've done some things that I think are cool, and I think things that have been in the pipeline for a while, we're just now going to see them. They could have flops, they could have this and that, but I think we're going to see Marvel slowly course correct. I think another thing is leakers, scoopers, and reactors change the way in which we view this. I think back in the Infinity Saga, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have been known. Leaker culture, scooper culture wasn't as lucrative as it is now. It may have been, maybe I just wasn't on that side of the internet, but I don't think it was as lucrative then as it is now. So they could have had dumpster fires that they were trying to put out then that we never knew about. But hey, who knows? We'll see what happens. Man, man. I think a lot of people have already said it, but I think we won. I really think a lot of the MCU fans won. And a lot of naysayers will say it doesn't matter, they're just trying to throw stuff against the wall, this is desperation. I don't care. Me personally, I do not care. This is what so many people wanted, and this is awesome. This has the potential to be like up there as far as MCU movies. And I think it's a smart move. I think a lot of people realized this was coming when they lowered the budget to $100 million, made a smaller movie. It's a vampire movie, so it's like, you kind of have to do that. The movie could still be terrible, but this hypes me up. This amps me up. I'm excited to see what Mahershala Ali does. I am truly excited to see what this movie turns out to be. My ultimate dream, my dream scenario is that the Blade that Mahershala Ali gives us is a mixture between his portrayal of Cottonmouth on Luke Cage and Wesley Snipes' Blade. I feel like that would be like the ultimate character. But I'm excited for this. I think Mahershala is gonna smoke this. I think he's gonna absolutely smoke Blade. Like I said, I'm amped, man. This is awesome to me.